Welcome to my video on urban traffic management in Jakarta, comparative perspective. In this video, I'll be talking about the congestion problems in Jakarta and present some comparative approaches from Bangalore and Mexico City for addressing the problem. Daerah Khusus Ibu Kota Jakarta, DKI Jakarta, or the Special Capital Region of Jakarta, is a central metropolitan area. Jakarta is the capital of Indonesia in Southeast Asia. It has a population of 9.6 million in an area of 664 square kilometers and a gross density of 13,000 people per square kilometer. Jabodetabek is the larger metropolitan area comprising neighboring cities, namely Jakarta, Bogor, Depok, Tangerang, and Bekasi. BKSP, or Jabodetabek Metropolitan Coordination Board, is the agency that is responsible for the coordination of interterritorial matters, including transportation. Jakarta has the status of a province and is governed by the provincial government. During the daytime, there is a huge flow of commuters from neighboring cities, which escalates the daytime population of the city. In 2012, the BBC classified Jakarta as one of the top 10 cities with the worst traffic jam, with an average start and stop of 33,240 per driver per year in Jakarta. It ranks the last as the city with the worst traffic in the world in the study done by Castro. This study excludes India and Vietnam. During peak hour, a 5-kilometer journey can take at least an hour. The cost of traffic congestion in terms of wasted fuel and working hours lost was $7.1 billion in 2010. Now let's look at the profiles of two other cities with which we will compare Jakarta. They are Bangalore and Mexico City. These cities are very similar in terms of population. The area of Jakarta and Bangalore is similar, but Mexico City has a much larger area. And another similarity that they share is a traffic congestion, as we can see the figures there. And being economic centers in respective regions, these cities also see a large flow of population of commuters every day. Mass rapid transit system with good access and wide coverage is one of the approaches to reduce congestion in urban areas. Under the Row A system, metro is being constructed in both the cities. In Jakarta, the metro construction was initiated in 2013 and the initial line is for 15.7 kilometers, but the overall network in the full phase will be 108 kilometers. In Bangalore, the metro is under construction, which began in 2011. It will cover 42 kilometers in length, which is very low compared to the population. Jakarta has one of the longest bus rapid transit systems in the world, whereas Bangalore does not have it. There is ongoing discussion in the city of Bangalore that BRT, or bus rapid transit system, may be one viable solution for reducing congestion in the city. Adoption and access of public transport still remains a challenge in both the cities. If we look at the private transport scenario, there are 171 cars per 1,000 people in Jakarta as compared to 131 in Bangalore. The modal share of walking trips is 22.6% in Jakarta, whereas it is 26% in Bangalore. There are simply too many private vehicles on the roads in these cities that escalate traffic jams in peak hours. Although Jakarta began construction of its expressways in 1987, so far the inner expressway is barely 24 kilometers long and the outer ring road is 65 kilometers, whereas in Bangalore it started in 2007 and the coverage is 467 kilometers. Promoting non-motorized form of transport is another way to curb congestion. In Jakarta, bicycle lanes have been constructed and more lanes are being planned. The first bicycle lane was launched in 2011, which is 1.4 kilometers from Block M to Ayodhya Park in South Jakarta. The South Jakarta City Council has plans to build more dedicated bicycle lanes. As of 2012, work was being done along the 6.7 kilometers stretch to develop a bicycle lane. Bangalore started its first demarcated bicycle lanes in 2012 as part of the pilot project that encourages cycling as a mode of transport. The government plans on expanding the bicycle lanes in the city in order to promote sustainable transport. At present, the cycle lanes in Bangalore are not protected by curb or barrier. In Bangalore, motorists are not considered to provide way for cyclists and pedestrians. In the year 2014, there were 5,004 traffic accidents in the city, out of which 721 resulted in deaths. Moreover, the high population to vehicle ratio of 2:1 also does not make it convenient for the cyclists to share the streets with the motorists. Many cities have started adopting traffic demand management policies to manage urban traffic pressures. Let's look at how it is being done in Jakarta and Mexico City. In Jakarta, there is progressive taxation for owners of more than one car or motorcycle. The vehicle tax is 2% for the first vehicle, 4% for the second vehicle, and 10% for the third vehicle. This aims at reducing the number of private vehicles people own and thus reduce pressures on the streets. In certain restricted zones, Jakarta has 3-in-1 policy, which means a car must carry at least 3 passengers between 7 to 10 a.m. and between 4 to 7 p.m. in order to reduce traffic congestion. In Jakarta, congestion pricing is being planned. In Mexico City, under the Hoy No Circula program, which translates as today does not circulate, there is yearly verification of pollution emissions and year model of the vehicle. This aims to reduce the number of private vehicles on the roads. The program was initiated in order to reduce pollution and prevent older vehicles from plying on the streets. However, this policy has resulted in a negative consequence, as many families now own 2 or more cars so that they can drive without restrictions. Here we've seen how the cities have different styles of addressing the same problem. Bangalore has wider expressway networks, whereas Jakarta has BRT system. And Jakarta has a more comprehensive traffic demand management, which Bangalore and Mexico City can learn. Thank you very much for watching this video.